Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh. How y'all doing? It's another episode of the Wonderkind Morning Show. Good morning to everybody. King Blaze first in here. Good morning to you, sir. Jared Thomas, always a pleasure. Yo, what's good? Stacy, good morning to you. Robbie Pate, good morning. What's up? Nico Harrison, we here. Fire, fire. Fire, fire, fire. Fire fall on me. Yes. Truth finally got the live notification. Good morning, everyone. And you're here where you're supposed to be. Shout out to you, Truth. Delvin, I'm in the building. What's good? What's good? Nardog, what's good, bro? What's good? We here, bro. We here. I be saying what's good, fam. I literally just did that, too. Yes, sir. Zico Kage was good. Producer was good. Money Mike was good. 100. Hey, look, guys. We got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about this morning. And I think y'all going to love the nostalgia at the last minute of the show. Oh, King Lee, what's good, my bro? What's good? And like I said, the NFL has been filled with a couple things that's been happening. So, we're covering it. It's different teams and other stuff like that. But the biggest thing that's been going on in the NFL has been the tush push. That's pretty much been the argument, the displacement of views. Everything has been triggered and pointed at the tush push. You know what I find funny? And I want to make sure that I tell you that I find this funny. Jalen Hurts, to me, was the third most hated quarterback within the NFL. In order, it goes number 1, Lamar Jackson. Number 2, Dak Prescott. Number 3, Jalen Hurts. And that man, they hated on him. He took a team to the Super Bowl. He was second in MVP voting. KB's, he was good, my bro. And throughout all of that, all you heard was he's a glorified fullback, everything else like that. The tush push is doing well. The tush push isn't what it used to be. That's not going to be able to win them a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts is going to have to play well for them to win a Super Bowl. He's going to have to be a quarterback for them to win a Super Bowl. Then he goes to the Super Bowl. Tush pushes his way into touchdowns. Now all of these guys, it's unfair. We got to get in out of the game. It's a shame. They're the blame. It's absolutely ridiculous. Have you no shame? And one of the people that are championing it is the head coach, Sean McDermott, from the Buffalo Bills. Now, guys, I want to say hypocrisy is something that bothers me, right? I find it annoying. Like I'm like, ugh, it's disgusting. You ever feel like something in the back of your throat, ugh, like that? That's how hypocrisy sticks to me. Why? Because once again, we're talking about a team that uses the tush push a lot, that had early success with using it a lot, which afforded their quarterback a MVP for the first time. And now that you got stopped in the AFC Championship game of doing it, and you saw another team execute it flawlessly, perfection. Now, we don't want it no more. We don't like it. We don't want to hear nothing. Bro, 3-bit fizz, I'm gonna touch on that for a little bit too. Don't worry about it. I got you. But you see what I'm saying? And King Blaze, facts. Everyone hit the like button, please. You see how ridiculous that is? I know you might think that I'm exaggerating because I'm a Bills fan detractor. Fine, no problem. Let's hear what the head coach had to say about the tushy pushy. Because Josh Allen was one of the people doing it the most. Let's go see what his coach had to say. Check this out, guys.
Similar to how I felt at the combine, I've done, I've dove deeper into more of the data on it, and just thought more about it as well. And my position hasn't really changed at all. I feel where I'm most concerned is even though there's not significant data out there to this point, my biggest concern is the health and safety of the players, first and foremost.
What are you seeing with the health and safety of the players?
Oh, you see how he said the health and safety of the players? He's been looking at data, right? That's what he said. Hold on, let's go back, because I want to make sure everyone hears that real quick, right? Hear what he said.
Where I'm most concerned is, even though there's not
Look
more about it as well, data on it, and dove deeper into more of the
He dove
data
deeper
on
into
it
the
and,
data on it.
Just thought more about it as well, and my position hasn't really changed at all.
That's what he said.
I feel where I'm most concerned is, even though there's not significant data.
Oh my God. I dived into the data, but there's not significant data. Oh my gosh, I hate these guys. Oh. Hypocrisy. He can't even speak on it properly. He's just mad he can't do it well. All right, I'll continue. Let's shut out.
Out there to this point, my biggest concern is the health and safety of the players, first and foremost.
For one, no player has been hurt during the tush push. FYI, but we'll continue.
What are you seeing with the health and safety of the players? Since, as you said, there is really no data to say there's injuries. Like, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I think anytime you get in, it's two things. It's force, added force, number one, and then the posture of the players. Being asked to execute that type of play, that's where my concern comes in.
Do you think you'll continue to run the play? If it remains and you have concerns about the safety, do you think you'll continue to run it? Because I think you ran it quite a bit last week.
A form of it, right? A form of it. So I think it's a loose term, really, in terms of what defines a tush push.
Oh my! That was a loose term. Yo, I don't like the Bills, bro. Like, I don't like them, bro. I don't like the coach. None of them. Like, bro. So hold on. It's a loose term. The guy called him out and said, "You're one of the teams that use it the most. Will you still be using it?" Or a form of it. The tush push is such a loose term. Bro, you serious? What's good, Urban Closer? Sounds like Vic Fangio. Just be crying, but they mad it ain't work for exactly why. Because 3P Vince, he's mad that it didn't work for them. Make it work for you. The truth says, a wise man once said, let fools talk, then the truth will come to light. Facts. Yes, facts. 100% facts. Sean and Harbs got to go to the same church or something. we got an overtime rule change for Alan. Yeah, because they want him to be the face. Him or Burrow. Problem is Patrick Mahomes is there. Lamar Jackson is there. And now Jalen Hurts is there. And I ain't going to tell you what they all got in common either. So the other two, remember, Patrick's been winning a whole bunch of Super Bowls. Hurts finally got a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson been scooping up all the MVPs. So they're getting all of the stuff that's supposed to be for these other guys. And they're like, it's not fair. It's not fair. Joe Burrow had the perfect team. He'd be the guy that we dream. It's nasty work. Nasty work. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Jared Thomas said, Nick Wright was so happy yesterday, laughing so much throughout the show. Like myself, he believes the tush push play is over. Bro, his team won't even attempt it because they got Patrick Mahomes injured on a play similar to the tush push. So they never ran it again. The Ravens were smart. I'll give them 100% for this. They said, Lamar, you don't got to run it. Mark, put your head in there and go get those yards. And they put Lamar off to the side and let the other guy go. Why? Because it still takes one player out of you can't just leave the quarterback open, so it takes that one player out of the play. Now it's hat-on-hat football. Let's push. And then Mark is screaming behind him, push the tush! All hands on deck! Tushy power! And then we go get our first down. The Ravens have some young weapons. I need to get busy this year. Keaton Mitchell, TJ Tampa, Tez. I think Gregory Smith, I think TJ Tampa is a diamond in the rough. I really do. I hope they give him a chance. I hope he stays healthy enough for them to give him a chance. I think he's going to have a breakout year. I really do. We'll see, though. I think he's going to have an amazing year, but we'll see. King Lee agreed. Nasty work for all the Allens and the Burrow and the Herberts. Exactly. Why you say, hey, yo, producer? Why you say, hey, yo, for? Why you say, all cheeks on? No, not all cheeks on deck. All hands on deck. Grab the tush and push. Oh! Just like your Thundercats. Oh! That's what they do. That's what they do. I didn't say all cheeks. I said all hands on deck. Push these cheeks. All hands on deck. Get your hand on these cheeks and push. Yo! But all right, so it said, Jared Thomas said, Nitro, would you be surprised if Cluck Hunt voted for the play to get banned? I would. But once again, like I said before, it's not like it's having the success from all the other teams. The Philadelphia Eagles completed it like a 98% clip or something like that. Some ridiculous number. So they're the only team that's truly unstoppable using it. The Ravens don't even complete it like that at that clip. The Ravens completed like 70 or 80, somewhere in there. They're just unstoppable when they do it. The Eagles are so good, they can push you for 5 yards. The Eagles I've seen run the tush push 4th and 5, 4th and 4, and still pick it up. Gripping the cheeks is wild work. It's called the tush push. You have to grip the cheeks. You have to get all in there. Bro. Bro. That's what you gotta do. Yo, no pause, bro. No, bro, y'all making me cry. Look at this. I'm starting to cry, bro. Y'all know I'm not pausing, bro. That's what you got to do for a tush push. For a good tush push, you got to grab all up into the glutes like you were there to massage them. You got to grab a cheek and just grab that whole cheek, and you got to grip that bad boy. And then another person grips the other cheek, and then the other person grabs the bottom of your butt cheek, and you just go like, oh! Like you remember the front of the Titanic? Oh! That's what you got to do. So why y'all acting like y'all don't know how to do it, bro? No, pause or Roni. No, it's no pause. No pause. Oh my gosh, that's what you got to do. The triple down is just nasty work. No, don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Bro, it's true. Bro, if you watch the tush push, bro, with Jalen Hurts, a lot of times he's pushing, and then after he gets the first 2 yards, they'll grab his butt cheeks, and he'll be up in the air. A.J. Brown got his neck and his cheek like this, and they're and shoving his body forward, bro. Don't blame me. I didn't make the tushy pushy, bro. And I'm not understanding. You know what Lamar said? Lamar said, that looks uncomfortable, bro. I ain't doing that. That's probably the reason Lamar don't want Mark to leave. Because he probably like, yo, no one's going to be grabbing my tushy like that. Oh. Nasty work. The double check. Yo, the best tush push players in the game grab all the tush that they need. I'm just being real with you. It's facts. It's backed up by data, elaborate data, MIT data, NASA. Yo, let me finish. Let this thing finish with all the foolishness they be on. Look at this.
So there's different forms of it.
I don't think the tush push is all Madden either.
I know we are one of the teams that people identify that run it. That's fair. There's other teams as well. So we're gonna always act in a way that's best for the health and safety of the players, and I think that's the responsible way to go. Similar to.
So pretty much he said that no matter what, we're gonna run it, but it's all about the health and safety of the players. But if it's still there, I'm gonna run it. It makes no sense. He's a hypocrite, and that's why I do not like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the stuff that goes on with the Buffalo Bills, because the whole bunch of hypocrisy surrounding them, constantly. Everything, bro, King Play, stop doing this. It is a handful, a palm full, fingers gripped. You know what I'm saying? Will I Am, what's good? Good morning. Evil Smart, the only reason they paid Allen is because they want Deshaun to be the highest paid anymore. Probably. Swing and a miss. But Producer said that was a well-needed laugh. Not a laugh, yes, but the truth also. I told you, we always pick truth on here, bro. Nick Wright literally said one time that if Hurts is really as good as people say, he can become a dynasty without the tush push. if I'll tell you this right now, for the guy that with Patrick Mahomes that loves everything that the Chiefs do, when they're getting all of these calls and all this other stuff, right? He fully loves it. If those Patrick Mahomes getting his tush pushed over that line, he'll be celebrating and saying it's your job to stop it. But because he doesn't want to risk Patrick Mahomes or even try, or his team can't do it like Philly, and he also got beat by Philly doing it. Remember, this is why I'm saying hypocrites I don't flex with. Because he wasn't scared of the tush push leading up to the game, because he said we stopped the massiveness of a man like Josh Allen trying to do the tush push, right? And he's like, we stopped it. We ain't scared of it. We got all the players. Our defense is ready. And then the Philly said, Josh Allen is not our quarterback. Jalen Hurts is our quarterback. Oh! And they all started pushing his tush. And now Nick Wright is saying, it's not fair. Ban it. It needs to be banned. It's not fair. Patrick can't do it. Mahomes can't do it. Reed can't tell them to do it. Kelsey can't do it. So we want to get rid of it. Yeah, right, because you got an L from it. And you didn't get B, you got blown out. The Chiefs got blown out in the Super Bowl twice. Twice. Nasty work. Moving the goalpost for Joshua Allen like always. It's nasty work, bro. Joshua Allen. It's disgusting, bro. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And look, Josh Allen, top 3 quarterback in the league. That's context towards it. I already told you guys that. My standpoint has never changed. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, the 3 best quarterbacks in the league. Right behind them are Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow. But those are the top 3. Everybody else is below them. And I can make an argument that I take Jalen Hurts over Joe Burrow. Straight up. Joe Burrow got stupid amount of weapons. Stupid amount of weapons. I don't want to hear no more, Jalen Hurts has weapons and everything else like that. That man, Joe Burrow, had a better receiving core, great tight end. He had 3 legit number 1 receivers. He had Joe Mixon in his prime. The only thing you could say that was a weakness on that team was his offensive line wasn't top 20 or something like that. That was literally the only weakness of that team. And you're telling me that, if he had that, if you have everything perfect, and remember their kicker was so good, they were saying he was better than Justin Tucker. Y'all remember that? I remember that. So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to hear nothing. I got Jalen Hurts over Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel alive. Yeah, Burrow he's had the weapons. He didn't get it done. The defense had more touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, than Joe Burrow had touchdowns. It's crazy. It's nasty work. With all those weapons. And mind you, the reason why Burrow is so high on the list is they say because he made it to a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts made it to a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl. And he was second in MVP voting one year. So I don't understand why that would be even crazy why people would say, he's not. Mind you, the reason why they put him so high for even when he was injured and everything else was because he made it to a Super Bowl. Even before Jalen Hurts won this, he was second in MVP voting and he made it to a Super Bowl. They didn't consider him even top 10. I don't want to hear it. No, I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't like it. It's nasty work, bro. You've never seen Burrow without weapons. The man is born with weapons. Yes. TGIF, yes. They said, I know every Raven fan here heard it. When their kicker, they were saying their kicker was better than Justin Tucker. I know y'all remember that. They're saying their kicker was better than Justin Tucker. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, they've had amazing teams. Remember, at that time, their defensive coordinator, everybody said he should be a head coach. I'm not saying I don't want to hear it, bro. That man, Jalen Hurts, won with what he got. And he was making the playoffs when the team wasn't even great. That man can't even make the playoffs if Lamar Jackson is healthy. Imagine if Aaron Rodgers comes to the AFC North. Oh, do you think you're going to go? Oh, to the playoffs. The answer is no. Bro, like, can y'all imagine if the Steelers get Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, like, win 12 games? Because that 12 games, 13 games, that 14 games, that's usually where, as long as Lamar's healthy, that's where the Ravens hover. So then you would have two teams in the AFC North at 12. They would be a wild card team barely making the playoffs. Trying to tell y'all, bro. It's nasty work. And to make it even worse, his backup quarterback outplayed him for the season where he got hurt. I can make an argument that if his backup played all of the games that year, his team would have made the playoffs. Some guys are great at stat padding. Some guys win games. Some guys can do both. Luckily for us, we have a quarterback that does both. He can get a lot of stats, and he wins a lot of games. Joe Burrow gets a lot of stats. He ain't winning you a lot of games. I told them a lot of time they went on a Cinderella run. That's facts. You can't even argue it. We've seen Lamar Jackson with a horrible O-line, no weapons, two of his top weapons down. O-line is in total, complete shambles, new coaches and everything, and then still come out as being one of the best teams in the AFC, not even the best, if not the best. Remind you, the 2 seasons where Lamar Jackson was hurt, what happened? They were number 1 and number 2 in the AFC both those years. The first year Lamar Jackson got hurt, the Ravens were the number 1 seed in the AFC. And then he got hurt, and they lost every single game after. They're not the same. We've seen what the Bengals look like with a backup quarterback. They look decent. They're like, yo, they can win. They can win some games. Like, what the heck? Exactly, habitual line stepper. But we got a whole bunch of Raven fans that just love Cinderella magical runs. Impossible. 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 It's nasty work, bro. Nasty work. Jared Thomas said, Nitro, there's both a Bills and Chiefs fan that watches your show that told me that you can't stop making excuses for Lamar Jackson. They can't stop making excuses. Look how much excuses they got for the Super Bowls that they got blown out in. Both the ones they got blown out in. Right? The Bills make excuses every time they play the Chiefs. Every time. I don't want to hear it. Exactly, Pablo. Let's go see Joe Burrow and Miles Boykin, Seth Roberts, and them. Like, Lamar has done the most with the least, but he's expected to exceed all of his contemporaries. It's absolutely asinine. It's ridiculous. That's why I don't give them no, like, bro, like, I'll tell you this right now. Joe Burrow would probably be out of the league, punch drunk, if he had to play with Miles Boykin, a one-footed Hollywood Brown, Seth Roberts, and Willie Snead. That was Lamar Jackson's receiving core. Y'all can't tell me nothing. And then when you're like, oh, we upped it, they gave him Devin Duvernay and James Prochet. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, bro. That man was, and Bateman got hurt all of those seasons. You gotta try to tell me something, bro. Gotta try to tell me something. It's nasty work out here. Nasty work. Eric Pope, salute to you, man. I hate narratives because the media is always going to make that narrative. Everybody else has excuses except for Lamar Jackson. Remember, it was Shannon Sharp that said, "Oh, I don't want to hear that he don't got receivers. You got to dance with the people you came to the dance with." And then other guys don't have it. It's like, hey, it's just this year now that Shannon is starting to be hard on these other quarterbacks, and all of their fan bases aren't liking it. It's like he's been that way with Lamar from the beginning. and y'all can't take it. TJ said, I watched the Cinderella movie so many times as a teen. Whitney, Brandy, Whoopi. That's where I got it from, bro. Yami, good morning. Josh Allen, Buffalo sucks. 0 titles. Bro, the teams with 0 titles have the biggest mouths. Bengal fans, even though it's love, we talk trash to each other. Some of them got the biggest mouths on the internet. Same thing with Buffalo. There's some Bengal fans that come in here. We talk a little smack to each other. It's all respect. They never disrespect me. They talk they smack though. They, yo, we about to kick your tail. Da la. It's all work. I'm like, all right, bet we gonna see you, homie. Right? It's all love. I like that. Talk your junk. It's your team. But mind you, some of the biggest mouths when it comes to fans are for the teams that have won nothing. Yeah, TGIF. Shannon want to be all consistent now. It's nasty words. Let me go see what y'all were saying, because I was going through, I was talking. We need to get over the hump this year. Truth, that's facts. If we do, just know John Harbaugh will die a Raven. He's already came out and said he has no inclination of ever retiring. He said even when he loses the love of playing or coaching the game, he'll still coach for 2 more years after that. So, we'll be stuck with John Harbaugh to the cows come home. Could you imagine how they'll be in shambles? Could you imagine talking to Bills fans, Bengal fans, all these other fan bases once Lamar Jackson wins his titles? It's going to be like, bro, it's going to be foot on neck. They're going to be gasping for air, too. Straight up. KBZ. Gotcha, Kenny. Well, I still didn't see Allen do nothing special last year. Just my opinion. If anyone, Barkley should have gotten it. I'll be real with you. Barkley shouldn't have gotten it. Because when Derrick Henry rushed for 2,000, he didn't get it. People seem to forget that. Y'all like Barkley was the first 2,000-yard rusher in like the last 20 years. It's been done a couple times. They didn't win the title. The last 2,000-yard rusher to win, Chris Johnson rushed for 2,000 yards. That incredible year he had. He didn't even win MVP. Like, what are we talking about here? Yeah, that's what I be trying to tell people. Historically, a lot of times you win Offensive Player of the Year. You don't even get the MVP unless you're literally carrying everybody. Your quarterback's trash. Offensive line is trash. I mean, you're still just churning out yards. Think about it. Go check it up if you think I'm lying. How many 2,000-yard rushers there have been? How many have been MVPs? Go look it up right now. Go look it up right now. That's what I tell y'all. It's not me. I'm being real with you. And that's my thing. I always tell you the truth. And now you're looking at it saying, well, he deserved because he got 2,000 yards. Lamar Jackson had a 4,000-yard passing season with 900 yards rushing. 40 passing touchdowns with 4 interceptions. A 10-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Jesus, God. And y'all going to talk about someone else's day? No! How dare you? How dare you? I love you, but, bro, you got to catch the licks. Nah, bro. Sorry. It was Lamar 100%. If anybody else had that year, they would have called this one of the greatest, if not top 5 greatest quarterback seasons of all time. But because it's Lamar, they downplay it. Because that's what it is. Oh, well, we don't care about stats. We don't care what he does in the regular season. Right? That's all they say. We don't care what he does in the playoffs. But if he loses a game in the regular season, it leads every single show for the entire week. Bro, get out of here, bro. It's absolute hypocrisy. 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 Nasty work. Also, we're going to pivot because that wasn't the only topic we had. Deshaun Watson was talked about today by his owner, Jimmy Haslam. And Jimmy Haslam came out with pretty much some harsh words. Not truthful words, but very, very harsh words about Deshaun Watson and the Browns. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be real with you. I will never blame Matter of fact, I'm going to read it to you first, and then I'm going to go into it. Check this out. So he said, Browns owner Jimmy Haslam on the team's trade for Deshaun Watson. This is a quote. We took a big swing and a miss with Deshaun. We thought we had the quarterback, but we didn't. And we gave up a lot of draft picks to get him. So we've got to dig ourselves out of that hole. The trade was an entire organization decision. And it ends with D and I. So I hold us accountable. And guys, I want to make sure I say this. Shout out to Jimmy Haslam. There is so many owners, team leaders that won't risk it for the biscuit. This man put his money where his mouth was. As a Browns fan, I could feel nothing but love and respect for my owner because he knows that the Browns have been a dumpster fire for years. And he was willing to bet and put everything in it to switch around the fortunes of that franchise. He didn't talk it. He walked it. He let the Browns fans know, I want us to win just as much as you guys want us to win. And I'm going to put $250 million fully guaranteed on it if you think I'm lying. I got nothing but respect for Jimmy Haslam. Could you imagine if the Ravens said, yo, no matter what, we're gonna give Lamar Jackson everything for him to win? We might be a dynasty already. We might have won 3 championships already. King Lee said, hit that note. The Army PR said people tune in to watch Lamar lose. Critics don't really watch the film. Exactly. It's nasty. Nigel Manuel Ocho has an obsession of saying that Lamar Jackson has no excuses because it sells. Don't worry. I got something for him, though. I told you guys, this is going to be this is April. We got May. We got June. We got July. I'm going to be doing some evergreen content. I'm letting you guys know this now. And I'm going to call out Mr. Ocho, and I hope it goes viral. Because the way I'm going to call them out, Stephen A. Smith and them, it's going to make a lot of them, I put money on it. If it goes viral, they're going to have to address it. Put money. If it goes viral enough, they'll have to address it. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to talk to Ocho, because I'm not Sarah Ellison, and I'm not what's his name from The Vault. I'm a lot more vicious. I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to be respectful, but I'm not going to parse my words at all. They set Deshaun up for failure. I don't care what nobody said. He's been hurt the entire time. Deshaun Watson, the truth, even though I think personally Deshaun checked out mentally after all the allegations and all that stuff that came out and what happened, I think he just lost that love of the game. Like you see it now, he looks way more happy off the field than he does on. He just wants to be, it's almost like he finds peace away from the football field. So I think that mentally he's just broken personally because a lot of the years there was nothing wrong with him physically. It was just like mentally, like it was mental mistakes. And we all saw what Deshaun Watson was in Houston. That's why everybody and their mama, regardless about what the allegations were trying to give up the farm to get him. Atlanta was trying to give up the farm to get him. The Browns, the Saints. Oh, Jared Thomas, you know Nick Wright's going to get this work. You know it is. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I look at Jimmy Haslam with nothing but respect. Because you have to understand, it's one thing to talk and say, oh, we want this, we're trying hard and everything else. Out of all the owners, he tried to change the franchise as best way as he could. And he's been like that. He's built an amazing defense. He had a great running back until the running back got hurt for a dirty hit from the Steelers. Nick Chubb and them. He had a very, very good tight end. He had good receivers. It was just the quarterback. And he tried everything to get the best quarterback possible. He said, Baker's good. But at that time, Deshaun Watson was undoubtedly better. So we're going to try to get Deshaun Watson and be better. Can't hate that. All I can do is respect. I can respect that. That's literally, if you're going to lose, you lose with no more bullets in the chamber. That's the problem I got with the Ravens. The Ravens will lose, but we'll have multiple bullets in it. We're like, yo, 1, 2, 3, 4. We only used one bullet. It's like, yo, if you lose with nothing left in the chamber. You give it everything you got. Money Mike, I don't even think it's a 250. I think it was more just the constant, mind you. Everybody says social media is not real, but social media is how even news, the regular news on television, gets a lot of their news and sources and product. Social media is a construct now of civilization. You can't even run from it. They had that man like Tiger. That's why so many people are saying they want the media to go at Justin Tucker like that. Because they're like, bro, these allegations, if it was another guy that maybe was from a different, see, now you start getting all this different, is it because he's a different hue, certain stuff like that? That's what starts to get into the mix, because they're saying, why aren't you showing that? Now the big difference was because you could say, well, Deshaun Watson was a quarterback. But then you'd have to do that to all quarterbacks. So if they get in any problems, you'd have to shame them like you did Deshaun Watson. And a lot of us are going to say they're not going to do that. And that's the problem. So he's probably like, bro, he doesn't, the joy, a lot of times people succeed at things because they have not only a drive in it, it's because of the joy it brings them. That's why Michael Jordan was so good. He got joy in beating you down, in breaking you, in winning. Q Jones, good morning, good morning, good morning. It was the massages. We seen what happened to Tucker. Mind you, once again, I'm staying in the middle of that. The reason why is because a couple of the owners from where these women were working came out and said, listen, we have never received any complaints about Justin Tucker. Even some of the people that have worked on him never complained about it. So that's why right now there's so much, because y'all have to understand, I always give y'all the full unadulterated truth. There's been multiple salons, not one, multiple salons that have came out and defended Justin Tucker. So that's where the problem is coming from. So you know what I'm saying? Lamar has so much fun beating up on teams. You see, he starts to frolic in it. If Lamar doesn't have all of it on his plate, he's going to easily win the Super Bowl. He's going to make it look so easy. People are going to be like, uh-oh, this looks like a dynasty. Oh my God, I'm telling y'all. I heard the same Nitro. I'm just on here joking. I know, truth. You already know we good. But that's what I'm saying. Like, people, you know what I'm saying? People got to understand that. That's why I say I always stay even keeled. I'm not far right. I'm not far left. I am middle. I'm far middle. Yo, I heard this saying, what's it called? Lamar be at the bottom of the pile and giggling. Oh, yeah, that junk had me dying. He was like, bro, I couldn't be on the field with him. I couldn't. Because the way I be laughing, bro, it'd be ridiculous. I think the context of how he was the number one seed and changed the Eagles. I get that he got the weapons around him. Hold on. I was reading one and it jumped. It stays jumping around him, but still they didn't do better than the Chiefs, if I'm wrong. The Chiefs, once again, Kenny Will, was getting bailed out by the refs. Everybody's seen it. Everybody knew it. When the fourth quarter came, nobody got more calls than the Chiefs. They were right on time, like a good neighbor. The referees are there. That's why. That's why they went 15-1. Let's be real. The most games they should have won this year was 10. The referee, think about even when they played the Ravens. How many calls did they call on Ronnie Stanley alone? And everybody said, oh, he's doing that. They were doing the same thing. They're not calling it. And they never called it for the rest of the season. Yeah. The referees kept them in these games. It is what it is. Lamar's a freak in nature. And they know that. That's why they do so much to stop him. His pants literally fall down and he scores or gets a first down. Yami PR facts. Chad, you think Watson will bounce back? I don't think so. I think after this, Watson's done. I think that he'll probably say, I'm retiring. I got enough money. He got $250 guaranteed. Plus whatever he made over on his Texans years. Deshaun Watson has made $300 million. Like, I think he just wants to enjoy his time, travel, and just chill out. State referee farm. Facts. Nitro, Ronnie Stanley got called for 4 false. Exactly. And they didn't get called for none of theirs on there. I think they called for 1 after the game was already almost out of hand, and then the Ravens came back, and all of a sudden they were calling it again on Ronnie to push us back while we kept picking up the first downs. It's nasty work, bruh. Nasty work. Exactly. Everybody said that. It was visual proof of it, and you saw it's like, bro, he's moving. They're like, shut up again before we call you for unsportsmanlike conduct. So that's what I'm saying. They know what they're doing. I gotta care about it, man. Nasty work. Nasty work. But guys, we are coming to the end of another episode of the Wunderkind Morning Show. Guys, you know how we end. You know how we end these shows. You know how we end each episode. We end it with a little bit of nostalgia. Now, guys, we're going to talk about a movie. To me, and I don't know, maybe I'm speaking from a place of ignorance, but this movie, when it came out, changed everything for the summer blockbuster. Changed everything. When this movie came out, I didn't know nobody that didn't watch the movie. I didn't care if you were Indian or Lucas, if you were Chinese, Japanese, Oriental, Asian, Black, that's Haitian, Jamaican, Island, Caribbean, Guyanese, white, German, Irish, wherever you were, you watched this movie, you cheered for this movie, and you loved this movie. And I'm asking you, it came out in 1996. Do you guys know what movie I'm referring to? I'm looking at the chat. Chat, what movie am I referring to? Please let me know. We got 37 people in here. Come on, chat, let me know. Let me know. Come on. Chat, come on. Wake up. What movie was it in 1996 that ended up becoming one of the biggest blockbusters of all time? Money Mike says he has no idea. Are you serious? Producer says I'm clueless. Professor, the flex zone. That's why we flex on them. Evil Smarty also with the correct answer. Independence Day. Oh. July 3rd to July 4th. Oh my gosh. Bro, this movie when it came out, this man said Aladdin. That rhymes with Josh Allen. Toy Story was one of the great ones too. But this movie, and all of you guys watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Will Smith, one of his best performances. You had what's his name from the Jurassic Park franchise. You had Jeff Goldblum or Goldblum, whatever his name is. You had this movie was nothing but action. It was funny. It wasn't like forceful funny. It just had funny parts because God was all about it, bro. Like Aladdin was it though, Q John. Aladdin was up there, bro. You gotta give Aladdin. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when have you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, to a magic carpet ride, a whole new world. Aladdin was it, bro. Don't hate on Aladdin, Q. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, man, young Vivica. Woo! Vivica was back. Oh my God, Vivica was gorgeous in that movie. Gorgeous in that movie. Oh my. Vivica. Her name should have been Miss Parker. If I was in that movie and she came outside to get the name, Miss Parker, Miss Parker. Yeah, bro. Man, I was just throwing some names. Yeah, King Lee, shout out to you, bro. And shout out to you too, Q Joes. Nah, Atlanta was fire. That's my guy. All right. Bro, Atlanta was fire. But man, listen, Independence Day was absolutely ridiculous. I've watched this movie probably 15 times. And I loved it. There was nothing that you did not love about that movie. The characters, the sacrifice, the death, the rising of the people, the president. Bro, even when I remember when the president was, got, when his mind was getting on, they're attacking him. He's like, is that window bulletproof? They said, no, sir. Everybody took out the gats and was just like. And then the alien was laying there like, and the other guy walked over him and said, if you die, you die. Hey, bro, Independence Day was that movie, bro. I love that movie. Listen, and the funny thing is, Independence Day 2, the premise wasn't bad, but they couldn't deliver what this movie delivered. This movie is a bookmark in time. There's certain movies, they just go beyond. Like, none of the movies ever touched what Men in Black 1 was. You understand where I'm coming from? Because it was a bookmark in time. When you have movies with bookmark time, songs that bookmark time, yeah, the cigars at the end. Remember, he was just like, they thought they were going to die, and they were smoking it like this. They're like, and they let that missile go. They're like, oh, we're loose. He's like, all right, we're loose. Put down the cigar. Like, and they're sitting there, flying through the space, and they got out there, and then everybody thought they died because of the afterwave from the nuke blowing up, and you saw them boys walking out like they were bad boys, puffing on them cigars, walking from the wreck like, yeah, we just saved the world, what's up? Yeah. And them girls was running up to him. Both them girls said, Daddy, Zaddy. Oh. Remember Vivica? Vivica jumped off that 4x4 and ran right into Will Smith. And there was both Jeff Goldblum too. That girl jumped off and gave him that dun 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 dun, and ran into the man. They started making out and everything else, bro. And then the president was like, and the president is like, look, Daddy. And they're looking up, and then Will Smith goes, then I promise you fireworks. That's what I call a close encounter. Facts, bro, man. Listen, man. I'm telling y'all, man. That movie was crazy. Oh, yes. Oh, King Lee said, I love the movie Will Smith punching the alien. Drag. Remember he was in the movie. He's like, you came down here acting all bad. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell you to come down here. And now you got me out here dragging your big body with your dreads hanging out through a desert. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what is that smell? I could have been in a barbecue. But I ain't mad at you. Yo, that movie is absolutely crazy, man. And like I said, these are the throwbacks. I love that movie. I remember when I first watched that movie at my grandmother's house. First time I watched it with my cousins. Absolutely a bookmark in time. Yeah, listen, man, I'm dead serious with you, man. Independence Day was that movie, man. And I love you guys for remembering it too. You guys know all the parts I'm talking about. We was, in fact, MIB was fire. We was in the living room trying to hit the dance along with the music video. Oh, yeah, bounce with me. Oh, let me hear you just slide with me. Take a walk with me. Now scream. Here comes the Man in Black. Here we go. Galaxy Defenders. Yeah, I remember that junk, bro. You know what's so crazy? Men in Black was such a hit with the song and the movie that they tried to do the same thing with the Wild Wild West. But the Wild Wild West song was fire, but the movie fell on deaf ears. Even though I don't dislike the movie, I think the movie was funny. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't what a Men in Black or Independence Day was. But the soundtrack was fire. Y'all remember the Wild Wild West? We're going straight to the Wild Wild West. We're going straight to to the Wild Wild West. Yeah. Come on now, bro. You know we got it on lock. We got this, man. The Wild Wild West. And we're going to the Wild Wild West. And we're taking to the Wild Wild West. And you know we in the Wild Wild West. And Cisco, Drew Hill. I thought it was funny and good too, but it wasn't what Independence Day and stuff was. The song was an absolute hit. The song was not that they hit on the song. But you know, most of the vocals were coming from Cisco. As I said, Cisco, then Drew Hill. But yeah, man, Will started kicking that alien, bro. Like, I could have been in a barbecue, but I ain't mad at you. That movie, bro, I love Independence Day. Matter of fact, I'm going to go watch it this week. The Wild Wild West was trash. Nah, man, don't make fun. The Wild Wild West was funny, bro. I know it wasn't the greatest of movies, but it was funny. It was hilarious. I give him that. It was funny. It had a lot of funny parts in it. Were you a fan of Men in Black 3? Men in Black 3 was a good movie. I think it was the second best movie out of the trilogy. Especially with the wrapping up of Jay's father and everything else. I thought that was an amazing port to it. So I got MI3 at 2, but none of them are number 1. None of them. Wild Wild West over The Matrix was definitely a choice. I couldn't imagine Will Smith playing Neo anyways. Will Smith, I don't see him practicing enough to learn Kung Fu and stretching out his legs and doing all that stuff. I think that the right people got what they needed and did what they needed to do. So it is what it is. But guys, that's the episode of the Wonder Kid Morning Show. Please remember to like, subscribe to the notification bell. I love you guys. If you want to help out, donate to the channel and certain stuff like that, y'all know how we do it. You can hit up the Cash App because we don't have the stuff yet to 500 subscribers. But if you want to help, donate, you know what I'm saying, help out some. Bottom of the screen is a QR code. QR code to a Cash App. Cash App located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is money sign The Wunderkind Show. Super easy. But that's the episode of The Wunderkind Show. This is your Nectar signing off. And as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And guys, I am out of here. Have a great day, guys. Yeah.